Good morning, y'all. Um, this morning, doing a little video for Driven as Fuck Recovery. It's basically about, and this is a topic I've heard a couple times on Real as Fuck from Andy Frisella, so I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I'm going to put it in my own terms and my own view and liken it to my own life and recovery and just life and success at what it means something to me, my priorities. It's about 5 in the morning. We got off work. Working for Kiewit, doing a big new powerhouse and running my businesses and doing my own personal development as usual, but we'll get into that as part of the point of this. The 1,000 days that I heard on Real as Fuck, part 1 and 2, hit me a long time ago. I wasn't at 1,000 days sober. I'm at a little over 1,100 now. But I came to revisit the idea of what that was about and what it was basically about, and I highly recommend watching it on Real as Fuck because they're both amazing and real, as you would imagine. But sitting here thinking about what he says, and it's basically, what does your past 1,000 days look like? Have you done everything to get where you really want to go, wherever that may be? In all honesty, can you be honest with yourself or look me in the eye even and tell me that you've done everything possible to get where you want to go in life in the last 1,000 days? Or have you let it pass you by? And that point of that being what you've done the last 1,000 days is definitely and absolutely why you are sitting where you're sitting right now. Whether that's where you want to be headed or still fucking barely treading water, getting by, wondering why the fuck you don't have anything, or why you're not sober, or why you're not where you want to be in life, or why you don't have this, or why you don't have that person, or whatever. It's everything. And it's a fucking very valid point because I've wasted thousands and thousands of days in my addiction and even outside of it. I've known how to succeed at powerlifting and strongman and working out and eating for fucking 30 years of my life, but I rarely ever applied it anywhere else, at least properly. And during the 12 years of my addiction, I got by. I worked out, I went to work, I still had a life, but it was kind of a shitty, stagnant life, and I knew it wasn't where I needed to be, but I wasn't willing to do a goddamn thing to change it. So I continued doing all the shit that kept me mired in the shit pond I was in, and the last 1,100 days has been an entirely different experience. But obviously, as this is Driven as Fuck Recovery, I had to get sober and get my mind right to start this all off. And not everybody watching this is in that boat, but if you've been wasting your time and your days wanting more but not doing a fucking thing to get it, well then this goes for anybody watching in that capacity, because it's the same for everybody. Obviously I believe in the work will get you the results, but the work has to come before the results, or else you'll never see what you want to see. And you have to have enough devotion, patience, and perseverance and fortitude to fucking put that work in before you see all the results. And a lot of times that fucking is for a while, but that's how it works. So you better fucking wrap your mind around that or stick where the fuck you're at. At least so for my experience, and I'm gonna talk about my life a little bit, but just to make a point. I went to rehab in the end of November of 2018. I had literally nothing right. I didn't have my license still for, I don't know what it would have been, 6 years at that point, because I never tried. Because, why try? My credit was fucked. I had no car. Really had no place to stay because at the time my personal life was a complete and utter disaster. But I went to a sober home. I started getting back to work and doing it sober and trying to be reliable and not a head case, showing up at least as the same person I am every day instead of all over the board. It was a slow process. Got back into college for a psychology degree, and started reading books. That's been a huge thing for me. Every day I listen to in my car on the way to and from work an audiobook. I have a hardcover book I read part of at night, or well, in the morning now before bed, every day, because I ain't gonna learn shit unless I reach out and find it from people who have already done it, or learn new ideas and skills about things I want to know about. And that's going to be different for everybody. For me, I have a very set list of priorities, and I've been hacking away at it for a while. And I've come a fucking long ways in 1,100 days. Basically from homeless with no license, no car, nothing to my name, despite having a really good career for fucking, I think 13 years at that point, or 14. And having all the opportunity, I just squandered it. I really had a sober mind, clear head, a good idea of what I would like to change. Still had a good career to go back to because I didn't burn it all the way down. Still had a little bit of family, wanted to see me do better, and some really good people I met at rehab. Doc, you know who you are. And a belief in myself despite shaky confidence, and knowing that I had to tell the truth no matter what, no longer try to manipulate people, do the right fucking thing no matter if anybody's looking or not. And I have fucked these things up a little bit, but not like I used to the last 1,100 days. But the difference now is I learn from it, I bounce back, I right the wrongs, and I don't fucking do it again. Whether that's a mistake in business, at work, in my personal life, in anything, I own it quick. It's something I learned from Jocko Willink: extreme ownership, discipline, and all these people. It's a lot of people I read and listen to on a regular basis, and I suppose I should probably list them at some point. Maybe at the end of this video, I will put some of those people that I read and listen to on a regular basis, because they have what I want, and they know how to get there, and I'm learning how to get there, and I'm learning it from people that have already done it. And that's work. That's always worked. New shit that you haven't done or you haven't understood before, putting it into practice without seeing anything come your way immediately, that is the way it goes. There is this immediate gratification doesn't get you far. Comfort will kill you. At least in my experience, that's kind of shit is not going to get you anywhere forward that you want to be. And if you tell me you don't want to go anywhere with yourself, you're fucking lying to me and yourself. So I'll mildly put, my last 3 years, this last 1,100 days, I went from where I was talking about to having a beautiful home and land and Morton building and barn in the country that I can find peace in. Well, my wife and I found this and moved here this year. That's from coming from basically homeless, going to a sober home. I have a license again. I have several vehicles and Harleys. I mean, that stuff's not the most important shit, but I'm just illustrating a point. We have 5 amazing dogs. I met my wife, and she is one of the most amazing fucking strong-hearted, beautiful-hearted, and souled people I've ever met in my life. And I would never have been able to meet or keep a relationship with her in the way I used to be. But I had to build that up over the last few years. Our anniversary is the 1st of January. But along with her, I met her parents, who are great people. She has 5 wonderful children, 3 grandchildren, which I now get to have relationships with. My stepson, I call him my son, lives out here in his trailer on the property too, and is building his life, and I'm very proud of him. I have my ironworking career is still intact. I'm a foreman for Kiewit now. I mean, I was never reliable enough for that kind of shit in the past. I've had a pretty good few years building my name and rep back up and getting to do the things I always wanted to do before, but either never had the confidence or never had the qualities that would keep me or get me to the places I want to be. I love where I'm at right now. I love the people I work with. I love my work. I opened a business in 2019, Body Vandal LLC. They're small gyms and training, and we also train the guys in a couple of the rehabs. One was the one I went to myself. We put gyms in them, and we go there and train the men that are there and talk to them. I have a few employees. That's grown to 2 and probably 3 next year. I do some one-on-one stuff out where I live now. I'm a good influence for my community. The community I'm talking about being it's my St. Bernard whining at me, and my little Yorkies, our little Yorkies fighting. Sorry, but community being the recovery community and the rehabs I work in and the people I'm around, even the guys at work, people I know, people who can watch these videos, and a lot of them are guys that I do groups with now too. I don't just train at those rehabs. I go there once a week and do a group on real life, talking about the shit I talk about on this channel, like what you actually got to do to be a success in this world and stay sober. Say hi, Odin. And I do that for free because it's just something I fucking care about and believe about, and I'm trying to give back to where I came from, to the people that need help like I needed help. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not there yet. Not that I even care to be that, but I'm trying to build wealth to where I have freedom in my life to do what we want, my wife and I specifically. Travel together, not be burdened down by stuff we can't afford. We work hard, and I put a lot of time in, man. I've always been like a 4-hour night sleeper, and that's still the way I am. But now my waking hours, I put into building things, building my business, building people, my family, my wife, my marriage, our little baby doggies that are being crazy right now. We have 2 Great Danes that are with her where she's working right now. But if you're getting to the point of why I'm talking about this, the last fucking 1,100 days, I've worked for shit before I got the reward. I started things. I took risks. I've made mistakes and I've failed, and I've succeeded. But I've succeeded a lot more than I've failed. But without actually putting the work in and doing it and being grateful for the shit I had, even when I fucking had nothing, I was still a hopeful, happy human being, and I was willing to do things to build the life that I wanted. This is the life that I want. I'm not going to get into everything that I got going on, but I love everything I have in my life, and I'm grateful for it every single fucking day I wake up and all day long. I've learned a lot, read a lot about the law of attraction. Stop. And they're not behaving very well. But I believe there's a lot of truth in that. Manifest the things you want, but that takes work, and that takes dedication. It takes some faith in the fact that you will get what you want out of what you put in. And you don't get nothing for free, and you don't get nothing by bitching that you don't have it. You get it by putting the work in and by putting the time and the hours into whatever it is that matters to you. So I guess that's my point of this 1,000 days thing. Like you said, there's 2 episodes on Real as Fuck, and I wish I knew the numbers of them. They're below 100, I know that. I would highly recommend it if this strikes a chord with you. Jocko Willink, Andy Frisella, Ed Milet, many authors that I don't remember the name of, David Goggins. Joe Rogan's podcast is amazing, I think. Learned a lot. Henry Rollins books. I've read so much shit I can't name it all off. Jordan Peterson, if I didn't say it already. These are the people I realized had the qualities and the things in life that, and I'm not talking about just the material things, but the attitude, the confidence, the building your, schedule in life to be something that would produce for you what you want to see happen. I'll highly recommend any of those people I just talked about, and I'm sure I'll list more. I'll put something together in front of me so I don't forget things, but my list on Audible and my book collection here at home is pretty extensive. And I hadn't read in 12 years when I was getting high, but I do it literally, like I said, every day now, even if it's an audiobook for a couple hours that I commute to different things every day, because I learn how to do things that I don't know how to do or that I'm already doing, but learn how to apply them better. And I keep an open mind because I know I don't fucking know everything. And that gratitude thing is huge. Don't forget to be grateful for everything you got while you're working for the things that you don't have yet. That's important. You can be grateful and not satisfied at the same time. And you can't be grateful and angry and hateful at the same time. So if you're grateful, you're going to be a lot more positive, a lot better off. But I've talked about all this shit in other videos, so I'm going to leave it at that. That's the 1,000 days video. I mean, I'm at 1,100, but I look forward to my next fucking video in the next 1,000 days to see where I sit. And I definitely have a vision and a vision board and a fucking plan to get there. And we'll see what happens. I hope some of you that are trying to level up your lives, turn up the thermostat a little, listen to this, listen to some of that other stuff I mentioned that's probably better than this, and take it to heart and think about it and put it into practice and see where you're all at in 1,000 days. And I hope you're all moving towards whatever it is you want in life. All right. Happy Sunday, fun day. Be good. Much love.